I'm here with somebody who's been doing television a lot longer than me, and he's not only that, but a political leader. He's a community activist, and he's also an educator. So I thought none other than bringing on my good friend Renee. How are you, my brother?
It's going good. I've noticed everybody's sweating except for me.
I'm sweating. You're not. Why are you a Fonzie right now? You're Mr. Cool. I mean, you're not sweating a bit. Everybody else is like, oh my gosh. Can you tell me, for the boxes coming in right now, we've got less than a third of the boxes have come in. Oh, are you seeing another 2010? We interviewed you back then. 4 years later, what are you seeing?
Well, this is a pattern that typically happens this time in a president's term, okay? So all this stuff does trickle down, and I think that's what the side effects of what you're seeing. And we've got about 60 boxes in, out of 127, so there's a strong possibility that Democrats could come in. The question is which boxes are out still, okay? So that could change everything. There's some tight races, there's some that just breaking away, don't even look like it's going to be close. Now, I'll be honest with you, as a Democrat, it's pretty disappointing to see what I'm seeing, because this party used to dominate for a long time now. What's going on? People aren't voting anymore. That's the question is why? What are we not doing correctly? And I think that's a question we'd have to debate amongst the party itself.
Well, and I think you're right, and I think the early voting, especially with the new Texas law, how do you see that having to have an ID, a lot of people, it's affecting 600,000 Texans. How do you see this changing the dynamic? Plus, I heard a few voting machines were broken today. What trends do you see? What have you heard on the street?
Well, I can tell you, yes, it does have an impact. I know of a case that when we were at Moody, we registered a lot of students to vote for this upcoming election. One of my students didn't even have an ID, and he had a school ID, but he had his card, but he couldn't vote. So people say it doesn't have an impact. That's one person. Imagine how many people it had an impact on close races like this. So yes, it's going to have an impact. What was the other question? I'm sorry.
Well, and the other trend that we see is the voting machines that were broken. Some of the technology has let us down. Right now, some of the servers have gone down. I mean, you know, we don't want to lay blame at anybody's footstep, but who does it help? When those machines break, who does it help? Here locally?
I don't know, man. I really don't know, but I know that one of those areas was my precinct.
Oh,
so
wow.
My son, I took him out to vote today for the first time, and so I hope his vote was counted.
Oh, gosh.
And really, I'll be honest with you, this voting machine, it might seem interesting way of doing things, but it really doesn't have a paper trail. I really think we need to go back to the system we had in Nueces County, where you would just kind of fill in the lines to make the arrow. I mean, it makes the most sense. There's a paper trail there. These kind of things, these mistakes are going to happen, and it can cost an election. And personally, we need to do something different about that.
Well, you heard it first here at Renaissance. He's been on KTMV for nearly 2 decades. Not showing his age. He probably started when he was 5. But now he's also been on with Sands. He's argued both sides of the argument. He's been balanced. You heard it from him that the boxes are nearly half in. They're coming in right now. We're going to go see the results, and we're going to go see the reaction from some of the people from different parties when we come back. And we're back after a brief break. Congratulations. Well, don't count your chickens or boxes before they hatch.
That's right.
But you are up 60-40, more or less. How do you feel about how things are going so far? Half the boxes in.
I'll tell you, I'm cautiously optimistic. I think, I'm excited that the voters are happy with what I've done, and it seems like they've expressed that at the polls, so I'm cautiously optimistic.
Well, and let me tell you what, you're listening to David Stith, 319th District Court. This was a hotly contested race. Your opponent put a lot of grassroots effort into it, but we're seeing the trend right now, and I think the midterm trends, do you think the midterm trends helped you a little bit?
I think so, definitely. It seems to me there's not so many straight ticket voters, straight ticket Democrats versus straight ticket Republicans that you'll find in a presidential race. So I think that was part of the help.
Well, and you also have some bipartisan help. A lot of people really speak well of you on both sides, whether it's Robstown or everywhere. And what do you think? There's no magic formula, but as far as the next 4 years, God willing you win, what's your plan for the next 4 years doing what you're doing?
Okay, got to finish up the project of victim notification that that I'm working on right now. And then I've got to get started back on our jury system and redoing our jury system. We've got to change the way that's done and make it more efficient. So that's my next big project.
Okay, and then the next big project is trying to get some AC in here because we are sweaty.
Wow.
And, yeah, it is. I feel like I'm in a steam room with Judge Jack, and it's not a pretty sight. We'll be back after these messages. All right, well, it's hotter than you know what in here, but anyway, we have somebody with a decisive lead right now. Don't count your precincts before they hatch, but we've got him here. He's your county judge, Lloyd Neal. Welcome, Judge. How are you?
Thank you very much.
And here with Steve Ray. Do you know this guy?
Steve has done a great job on our campaign this year. We've worked together very well, and I want to thank those who voted so far. I do understand the Caller Times just called the race, so I don't know what they know, but I'm very grateful, and I appreciate it very much, and I'm looking forward to another 4 years of working with everybody. Thank you.
Well, and you heard it first. Now, some other political analysts, before I let you go, they called it the Neal factor this cycle. Some people were thanking you. They got some help on their race, particular Republican candidates running. How much, what can you comment on that? I know you're a very modest man, but obviously some people did benefit from you having skin in the game this cycle.
Well, if in fact we got a higher percentage turnout in the Republican primary because I was running, I'm grateful for that. I got a lot of support from Democrats. I got a lot of support from Hispanics and Anglos. I got a lot of support from independents, as I have through the mayor's races and the other races, Joe. So I'm just grateful for everybody who came together, and we think it's good for the county, and we'll see. Thank you.
Lloyd Neal, your county judge. We'll be back after these messages.
Thank you.
We're back, and I want to introduce a lovely lady that ran and did a great job, and right now, with more than half the votes coming in, Ann Lawrenson, who's running for district clerk, is here. Welcome, Ann. How are you? Well, congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
I don't count all the boxes yet, but it seems like you really have a lead right now. And what would you like to tell the voters out there?
I just want to say a big thank you because you are trusting me to get into that office and make a difference, which is what I promised that I would do. So
what do we
I'm excited.
I'm sorry. What do we expect the next 4 years, and what you're going to do there in the district clerk's office, God willing?
Well, the first thing I want to do is take a look at the e-file and try to work that to where it's efficient and reliable for the attorneys in Corpus and their clients. And also, the criminal section is due to turn over to Odyssey, so it'll be fully automated. And then I want to start looking at the employers, the employees. I want to work with them and train with them and make them efficient and feel good about themselves. And I want to look at the audit that was done and go through all of that and try to take the solutions that they gave, because they did give solutions in that audit, and implement them. It's too important of an office to the judges not to run efficiently, and also to you, the attorney.
Well, and thank you. And Ann Lawrenson, Nueces County District Clerk race, looks like she's way ahead there, and want to thank her for stopping by. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
And so obviously you can see that everybody's happy for Thelma for winning here her election. Congratulations. Looks like most of the boxes are in.
Yes, sir.
Who do you want to thank, and what do you want to say to the voters out there in South Texas?
I want to thank, first of all, God for giving me the strength and the will to do this tough task, because it was very hard. And of course, my husband, he never left my side from day one. He was always there with me, and he supports me 200%. And my sons, Jordan and Jared just left, and then my family, the rest of my family's here. My sister surprised me today from Dallas, and
the baby,
yes, Presley Rodriguez, yes, and of course all my supporters. I have so many supporters here. The Republican women have supported me all the way, 200% also, and and I've just kept my message always the same, never changed it. Just that I am the most qualified candidate, and I never changed that because it's It's a fact. I'm there already doing
And
the job.
let me ask you, as a lawyer, and a lot of people don't know this, you don't have to be a lawyer to
No,
be
you
in
do
that
not.
court as
No,
a
you
judge. In
don't.
fact, it's the people's court.
Yes, sir.
So anybody who wants to bring in a lawsuit doesn't have to have a lawyer to see their day in court.
No, sir. No, sir.
And what do you want to tell those people that are going to be in your court?
I'm there. If you need anything, if you need any help, even if it's not in our court, when you come to that window, currently what we have in process and we plan to continue it is you don't start that constituent until you've helped them completely, whether it's in your precinct or not. You help direct them in the right direction, give them the right information, the office, the phone number, whatever it is, the website. That's when you've done your job. That's when you've helped that
Well,
constituent.
Thelma Rodriguez, and let's hear it from her family once again. We're here with Dr. Nick Adame, a great friend of mine and also a civil rights activist, LULAC #1, but aside from that, a great public servant, and tonight is his night. And I want to congratulate him, to be one of the first.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Appreciate
Can you
it.
tell the voters what you were running for and why you finished top 2?
Well, Del Mar Board of Regents at large. Del Mar has always been, to me, it's what Corpus is,
Amen.
Wherever you have Del Mar, you have a good representation from Del Mar College. Del Mar still needs a lot of work, We have buildings that have been built back in the 50s and the 40s, so Phase 1 has been completed. We saw renovations, music and art and drama, and this time around we want to see the completion of those phases and renovation of the new buildings. We decided we need to get rid of them, keep them, renovate them. So with the bond passing, and I'm hoping it's passing, these are one of the things that we need to start looking at.
Well, and I owe a debt of gratitude to Dr. Escamilla, to you, and before you all 25 years ago when I went to Del Mar. I would not be here if I hadn't started going to school at Del Mar, a place that I could afford, a place that gave me an opportunity, and a lot of success stories have come out of Del Mar that we need to thank Del Mar for. What's your vision for the next several years? What do you want to see accomplished there? The buildings, but how about people going to college?
When we see industry coming in and we see businesses popping up all over the place, we want to make sure that we have an educated workforce. Number one thing, let's start developing courses that'll support these industries that are coming in, as well as facilities. And so along with that, then, anything that will attract more industry is better for the community.
Well, Dr. Nick Adame, you heard it from him, and he's going to be with us, Del Mar Board of Regents. And I also want to thank you for everything you all do at LULAC and all the scholarships you give kids to get out there. Remember, kids, apply because they do give scholarships.
Absolutely.
And I thank you for all the years of service that you all have done and the civil rights stuff, because
Thank you.
we stand on shoulders of men like you on that. So, Dr. Nick Adame, congratulations again.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
And we're back after a brief break. We're on with a great role model, great guy. I always look up to Dr. Nick Adame, a decisive victory. And we're also here with a community activist, somebody who does a lot for kids, somebody who's on the board with me on ballet, and he does great things for the community, and that's none other than my good friend, Mr. Gaona. How are you, sir?
Pretty good. Thank you,
Yeah.
Joe. Great.
Hey, it's election night. We've seen a lot of the boxes come in. Are you surprised at some of the results that have come in?
Well, beyond hope, I was hoping that we would do a lot better than what we did, but I'm really not that surprised. And I'll tell you why. We seem to forget a simple formula, that we need to do our grassroots work. And, the only way we're going to turn Texas blue, or turn this county blue, is again by electing our grassroots officials, starting from the precinct level, JP level, all the way. Because that is your base in your politics, As long as whatever party holds the county offices and those local level offices, that's the party that's going to win, because it's a natural network throughout the state. And so I don't think we've done enough yet. This is setting the wheels in motion for the next go around. We can make a little bit more ground the next time around, but we have to concentrate on getting the voter registered. And once we get them registered, we need to get them out to vote. I keep going back to my old boss, Carlos Truan. He didn't care what issue it was. He started with 6 months of voter registration before, whether it was school board, city council, his race, or any other race. If it was a proposition, constitutional amendment, or even city proposition, he started with voter registration 6 months before the election, and he got that voter buildup. If you just look at his race in 1976 when he won the state senate against Mike McKinnon, multimillionaire, owner of the local television station and so forth, and he did it all through grassroots. His block captain program, that spread out through all of his counties in District 20, his 20th senatorial district. One time he had over 2,000 block captains.
Amazing.
It is amazing because he had a natural network that he could put to work for any. That's what we need to do as a Democratic Party, is reinstate that block captain system within Nueces County. And then we can make some changes,
Well, and you pointed out something that I think a lot of people are for the next cycle is register early to vote. Get organized. The young people out there, you need to get out there, register to vote, because if not, you see the results. And this is nationwide too. There generally tends to be a trend for midterms where Democrats do lose some seats. But here there's some surprising races. Melissa Madrigal right now, with a lot of the boxes in, she's slightly ahead, against Tim McCoy. So we do see the people that if you work grassroots, it shows, and you get those votes.
Right. But Melissa, again, she had her volunteers, like you said, grassroots, every day out there pounding the pavement, getting that vote out.
She worked hard.
She did work hard. And I have to say, even like, I was sad to see Rose Harrison not make it because she was out there
What
pounding
a hard
pavement.
worker.
Right. They were all of our local guys were out there pounding the pavement. But you see, instead of the big names at the state level, instead of working from the bottom up, they were working from the bottom down.
Right.
And we need to turn that around. We need to work from the bottom up. And that's how these guys at the state level are going to ride in on the coats of our guys in the local level. We can start getting Rose Mesa Harrison elected. We can get Mel Madrigal elected. We can get, all of our guys that we know are going to do good for the community and do good for our people. We can keep them, we can keep that voter strength and that voter rolling. The other thing, you talked about educating the voter. We can't just educate them about going out to vote. We need to educate them about the issues and why it's important to them to go out and vote. I spoke to a young man yesterday that he's only 20, 21. He's someone that I like. He's a smart kid. And he told me, I'm not going to vote. He says, it doesn't matter. And I was like, don't talk to me anymore right now. I said, because you just unimpressed me so greatly, I don't even want to talk to you right now. And that's where we need to change that mentality. We need to impress on them that it is important to them and that these issues will affect them, maybe not right now, but later on in their life for sure, but it does affect them right now too, and they don't realize that. And so we need to be doing an ongoing voter registration because the main rule about voter registration, which is the party that registers you, is the party you identify with. So as long as Democrats are out there voting, getting voter registration done, we're going to have more Democrats. And yeah, we're gonna register some Republicans, but we'll register more Democrats. Keep on doing it.
Roland Gaona, a great friend of mine and a great friend to the community, and thank you for everything you do on LULAC. But not only that, I want to take the time here on TV to thank you on all the boards you serve on all the community activism you've done over the years, ever since, as you said, since Truan, may he rest in peace, and he was a great man. My father was a great admirer. I remember when he won. And so thank you for taking the time to come on.
I appreciate it.
We'll be back after these messages. Well, here we are once again. Yes, victorious. Congratulations there. Oh my gosh. And a resounding no runoff is the sweetest words in the world. What would you like to tell the voters and the people of Corpus Christi?
I want to thank them for the confidence that they placed in me. We have a lot more work to do, and I'm so all in and ready to go!
Okay, we're here with Brian Rosas, and we're talking about, with Mr. Rosas, congratulations.
Thank you.
Hard work, grassroots pays off.
Yes, sir. Always does.
I know it was close, but, condolences to your opponents, but you really worked it. You earned it.
Yes, sir. It was a good feeling. We, again, grassroots went out met a lot of people, talked to a lot of people. It was hard because we had to get past the Chad McGill stigma of him still running, but he wasn't running for District 2. He was actually running at large, so we had to explain to people a lot. But I appreciate the votes, and like I said, we'll hit it again, and we'll live another day. So we definitely be blessed for that.
What's your vision for Corpus Christi? And you're in my district, so I'm glad that you got in. What about District 2? What are we going to do for it?
Well, again, we had a runoff, so not in yet. So I definitely, infrastructure. I tell everybody that. First thing we're going to look at, and especially with the new council or some of the new council, we definitely hope to be there, or when we get there.
Well, we'll see you at the runoff.
Yes, sir.
And very best of luck.
All right, thank you so much.
Well, I see a lot of lovely ladies here and some gentlemen that are good supporters, and I see the loveliest lady with the roses. Resounding victory, and who do you want to thank, and what is your plan now that you're leading again? Congratulations. I knew you could do it.
Thank you so much. Well, I wanted to thank all my supporters and those that came out and voted. Of course, thank you. But most importantly, in my district, which is District 3, there's some issues that have never been completed with the bond 2008.
Yes,
Fire Station number 18, Barron Lane, Junior Beck Lane, Flato Road. There are just so many issues in District 3 that we need to address, and I'm willing to tackle those issues. And I want to finish what Councilwoman Leal started.
Yes, ma'am.
That's my main goal.
Yes, ma'am. And our prayers to Miss Leal and her family. She did an outstanding job.
Absolutely.
And I can say one thing, that when you lead, and you're true blue. I'm trying to make myself look taller here, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, come on now.
Congratulations to my good buddy, Tim McCoy. And where are your supporters? Why are they off camera? Bring them on over here.
Come on over.
Come on over. Let's get a zoom pad in over there. I want to hear them. Yeah, there we go. All right. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. And let me tell you, he was a nail biter there for a while. Yeah. Now, what happened? Well, I bit my nail. What happened about 45 minutes ago? It flipped. And do you know the boxes or what made that epic change happen?
It looked like, a number of boxes came in, and then, of course, some of the stronger precincts, Republican precincts came in, the Island and Flower Bluff and some of those, and it started switching. And, that's the way it works.
Yeah, and
sometimes. And
what is your vision? I know I've interviewed you in March. I interviewed you last month. What are you going to do for the kids and for the people of South Texas up on that bench the next 4 years?
Well, again, I'm nervous right now, but I'm gonna do the best I can. I'm gonna do the best I can I'm gonna utilize all the county's resources, both private and public, to obviously work as hard as I can to make the best decisions, the best interest of the children and the family of this county. I mean, that's what that court's about. I've got the experience, I've got the passion. The reason I ran for this bench was to continue serving the children and families of this county, and that's my goal.
What do you want to tell the voters out there?
Thank you.
Well, I think that says it all. Tim McCoy, your judge, Juvenile Justice Center, County Court at Law number 5. What an election! Barn burner tonight. Once again, congratulations to you, your family, all your supporters.
All right.
And we're back after a brief break. You're watching South Texas Crossfire. I wanted to congratulate Blake Farenthold, your congressman, once again for a third time. Congratulations.
Listen, it's good to have the opportunity to continue to serve.
Well, and we just interviewed you the other day. I know you were working real hard, and I know that you gave a promise to veterans. You cleared the record, and moving forward the next 2 years, what do you have to tell veterans, seniors, and everybody, all your constituents here?
Listen, I'm going to continue to work for you. We've got excellent constituent services. If you need help with the government, please call my office. If you've got ideas for legislation, things that need to be fixed, let me know. I represent everyone, whether you voted for me or not.
Well said. Thank you so much for everything you do, and look forward to seeing you at the Rayburn Building in Washington.
All right, look forward to it.
All right. Back after a brief break, you're watching South Texas Crossfire. We're here with Commissioner Pusley, and it has been a barn burner of election night. The Republicans were a stronghold tonight, and I think in the midterms, nationwide, statewide, and here decisively in Nueces County. What would you like to tell the voters out there about what happened tonight?
Well, we appreciate everybody's hard work. We appreciate all the support. This is about bringing good government to Nueces County, and we're going to work very hard to do that. The people of this county have entrusted us to do the right thing when it comes to running their government, and we're going to work very hard to do that.
Well, and you have a different type of election. You know, this midterms are hard enough to win. You've got bipartisan support. When you've run, you've won when it's been the traditional Democratic cycle, so to speak, the presidential. What do you have to tell in the next 2 years about campaigning? Are you going to be running again in the next couple of years?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'll be running again, and you know, the thing I do is I work very hard as a county commissioner to do the right thing, to get out and address the constituents' concerns. And I think as long as you do that, people know you, they know what you do, they trust you, and they will support you when you're running for election.
And like our good friend, Judge Joey Gonzalez, now Commissioner Gonzalez, you're 24/7. You're retired from your other job. This is your full-time job.
This is my full-time job now, and I love every minute of it. I'm very, very, very lucky to do this, and very honored to.
Well, thank you, Commissioner.
Yeah, thank you very much for your time. Thank you,
Commissioner Pussy.
There we go.
All right, we're here with Mr. Diaz. He pulled it off with the school board. Congratulations.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yes, absolutely.
Couldn't be happier.
And you know, you went against a lot of dollars, a lot of political power. Steve Ray, good friend, political consultant. You were the one who won out of everybody of his line of candidates. You won. And what do you have to say to the voter? How did you do it?
Oh my God. Well, I prayed a whole lot. And
Yes,
my
sir.
wife, lovely wife, prayed with me.
Hello, ma'am. How are you? Congratulations.
We could say that our prayers have been answered.
Yes.
But along with that is family, a lot of family support, and friends. I guess I've had enough friends that believed in me, and enough that they came out to vote for me in the numbers that I needed in order to win the election.
What's your plan for the school district and what you plan here for the next few years?
Well, no question, but my plan includes helping our school district, our ward, to fulfill its mission, basically, which is to educate every single child enrolled in every school.
Amen.
And to meet the challenges facing the school district, the first challenge is to make sure that no child is left behind, and that we provide as a district the help, the resources that are necessary for every child to meet the standards for promotion, so they won't be retained, and to graduation. I want us to make sure that we ensure that every child has the opportunity to stay in school until they graduate. And the only way that happens is to make sure that the teachers are provided with the help and the resources they need to educate every single child.
Very well said. Mr. Diaz, congratulations.
And along with that, sir, is a matter of supporting the bond issue, which I think it passed.
I think we're all hoping for that.
So that we provide the schools that the children need, new schools, with renovations that are needed, and keep our schools in the very best condition. You know, so that the children can excel in education.
I always love somebody who runs over 39. At the age of 39, you ran again. Congratulations.
But you know what? Let me tell you something. I've been around, it's not that I'm old, I've been around for a long time.
Yes, sir.
I plan to continue to be around for a long time. Had I not made it tonight, I was planning to, and I told my wife, my daughter, I'll be back in 2 years and try to get it.
There you go. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. That's what politics is about. Mr. Diaz, you're a fighter. All right. Many of you know him already for my television show, but introduce yourself one more time to the public and what you're waiting on right now.
Well, my name's Doug Norman. I'm running for place 6 on the 13th Court of Appeals, and the race is razor thin. The last I checked, I was 500 votes ahead, but there's still a lot of boxes out, so it's going to be a long night.
For those of you who say your vote doesn't count, you're mistaken. And he has worked very hard throughout these counties, and he went against an incumbent, and you're 500 ahead, so we'll see what the night brings. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
best
you.
of luck.
I appreciate it, Joe.